Hey folks, welcome back to the Dyson Sphere program. Last time we kind of finished up a lot of backfilling work we needed to do, and we can see that there is some production of interstellar logistic stations going on. One problem we have, let's see, is that this is not producing. No, it is producing. Okay. I think I dumped a few. Yeah, I dumped a few processors in. So this is producing planetary logistic stations, which are being pulled over to produce interstellar logistic stations, which is one of the ingredients for what we're going to build next, which is orbital collectors. This whole assembly really needs to be moved over one to the right so that we can pull these into orbital collection. So I think we're going to do that real quick. We're going to move this over. We're just going to grab this as well. And we're going to use now, we're going to move it over here. And place it down like that. What is that going to collide with? There should be space for this. Let me try that again. Okay, I see what's happening. We need to unselect that so that it's not part of the blueprint. Or rather, this. Need to unselect. How do I unselect something? There we go. Get that out of there. Add this. Okay, let's use that now. Let's use now. Move it over. I think that should work. There we go. Okay. So, let's delete the requesters here and move all the goodies over. Okay. Move these over to here. Move these over to here. And move these over to here. All right. So this should all be empty now. We can delete all of this, or rather repurpose it now. So we need to delete the assembler. We need to take all this stuff off the line. What's happening there? Did we get it all? Okay, this is now clean. Okay, let's plop down an assembler for orbital collectors. Okay, now part of your input is coming from right here. So we actually only need 3 inputs, which means we can delete this. Or how many do you need for an orbital collector? You need 4 inputs, one of which is the interstellar logistics station. Okay. So we'll get rid of this. That's fine. Then we'll snag our interstellar planet, our interstellar logistics station from here and feed it in. Our output goes here. And then the other 3 things we need are supermagnetic rings, reinforced thrusters, and full accumulators. Okay. So, you're going to request from others. We'll copy you over here. Then you'll request supermagnetic rings, which are where? Supermagnetic rings. You're there. Okay, 2 available routes. They should be coming in. Now, reinforced thrusters, I think we have a problem in that we're not making them. There's 1 available route, but I don't know if there's any actually available. And then this guy over here, we actually need to feed in charged accumulators. So we have a little bit of a different build here to make. Let's give ourselves some working room. We need, I believe, 4 of these. And we're producing 1 right now. We haven't actually produced any. Actually, there's a bunch in here, isn't there? Yes. Okay, let's take all these and move them over here. I think we need 4 of these, if I've got the math right here. Okay, so we produce, when we have ingredients here, 1 of these every 30 seconds, so 2 per minute. And we need, therefore, 40 fully charged accumulators per minute for this to work correctly. Now, we don't actually need this to be running at full efficiency. We just need it to be running. So we might do like a half here. Just 2. But no, I've grabbed 4. We might as well go 4. So does this count as a production building or is it a power building? Neither. An extractor, logistics, storage. It's not here under production. Transportation. Okay. So we need 4 of these because they produce 1 fully charged accumulator every 6 seconds, which means they can do 10 per minute. Okay. So
you've built a powerful energy exchanger. It can quickly charge accumulators with surplus electricity from the power grid, or rapidly release electric power stored in accumulators to the power grid. It continuously supplies power to the power grid if the logistics are stable.
Looks like they need kind of a bit of space between them. Okay. So this can charge. We're gonna put this on charge mode. From what I understand, you've activated the first energy exchanger and mastered an interstellar power sharing method. Home-based development can be more efficient only through a reasonable resource distribution. So I believe this charges 1 accumulator every 6 seconds and does 10 per minute. To get 40, we need to have them all on charge and we need to be feeding in empty accumulators. Now, this is going to put a demand on the network. If we take a look at our network right now, we have, we've got about, let's see, 230 to 370. I might actually have to tone this down. We might not be able to complete 2 of them because to charge, I think it uses like rated power 54 megawatts. So if it's constantly drawing that, 4 of them will draw 200 megawatts of power, which I don't think we can afford right now. I think we can only afford maybe 1. I'll do 2 for now. But let's try this. Let's go ahead and we'll feed some empty accumulators in here. We'll make sure that this depot here will only fill up to a certain point. Oh, you're right. It's only got 1 slot. Okay. So we'll fill it in with charged accumulators and then they'll get put out into this production line. So we'll be doing half as many as we need for this to run at full efficiency, but I'm not super worried about it because we don't need like billions of orbital collectors. We just need some, right? Okay. So if these 2 are running at full draw, we may have a problem with power, which we need to address. I guess the grid can load more nuclear rods that it's not really burning through very fast right now. So let's feed in some empty accumulators like this. We'll retrieve them through logistics distribution. You are going to request from other distributors. You're going to request accumulators. What was that other item? What is this? Accumulator full. Ah, okay. You're going to request empty accumulators. You're going to feed them into these energy exchangers. And then they'll be charged up and put in here and put onto this belt. Now, what are you asking for? Yeah, we have a reinforced thruster problem. I knew about that, actually. We have to deal with that as well. But let's go over to Accumulator Town and set up distribution. Let's see. Accumulators would be under storage? No. Under power? Yeah. Okay, so they're near the front. After mini fusion power plants. Here we go. These are accumulators, right? Yes. Okay. So let's provide these to the network. Provide to other distributors. They should head out and start drawing power. Let's take a look at what the network does when these start charging, because in a moment they will. Those are pretty cool looking. There we go. We should see both of them light up in a moment here. Is this one not set to... Hold on. You should be set to charge. Okay. Oh, I see. So the output... I get it. So the output is... It's not passing things through. Alright, I get that. So then... We need another... What do we need here? We need another route out. It does pass through, which is interesting. Let's put some on here as well. There we go. So now they're both charging. And now... Okay, now... Let's see. Interesting. So this shows that we're charging the power. The purple, that's the amount of power we're using to charge. We are close to sufficiency here. Generation capacity is up to 407 megawatts. It's spinning up, I think, as fusion plants come online. But we're not overdrawing the grid. Now, do you have a way to go out or not? Do I have to, like, filter this, or will it automatically output it? It seems like it's... No, it is sending them out. Okay. So these are accumulators. Those are full accumulators. Great. So they're not charging up in here. They're going into the system. Excellent. So over here... Yes, we have charged accumulators going in, ready to rock. Now, why aren't you drawing those in? I need to do inputs here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so if we had thrusters here, we do have an interstellar logistics station that came in. So if we had these reinforced thrusters, this would be making orbital stations for us. So that's great. I think I will come back over here and get the thumbnail for this episode. Like this. I think that's fine. Like you nice and centered. That looks good. Okay. So now we have a thruster problem, which we knew about. Let's go take a look at thruster production. Thruster production, I think, is just a one-off over here that we're doing. I don't think we ever set anything up. So I think we're making them over here. And then using them, we're putting them into... Let's see, thrusters... Yeah, thrusters are being made here. And they're being drawn in to produce these. So there's no other output. How many do you have right now? Okay. Where are you coming from, though? Because you're requesting from other distributors. I guess we follow these guys? Where are they getting their thrusters from? No, you're getting iron. Where are we getting thrusters over here? We have a little thruster producer here. And then it's feeding out. So this is, I think, the only thruster production we have, and it's dying because it doesn't have enough electromagnetic turbines. Because these guys aren't producing electromagnetic turbines, because why? You're not getting motors. Okay. This whole setup is kind of a disaster. So why are you outputting motors then? You have motors. What's happening here? You say you don't have any motors, but there's motors. Oh, that's turbines. Okay, so there's no motors available here. So if we boost motor production, looks like we do need to boost motor production, and I might want to just make a custom thruster thing, because we do have some motors in production. Now, looks like we need a lot more motors, and we need to turn some of them into thrusters. So what's involved in motors? We might have to go back to the lava planet for this one. Let's see. So what do we actually need? We need motors, and we need... Your thrusters. Where's reinforced thrusters coming from? Is that this? Yeah, this is requesting from somewhere. Is it over here? This whole thing is very confusing. This whole setup. This mini boutique thing. So, I think we need motors. I think we need electrodynamic turbines. I thought we had quite a lot of those, though. We definitely need thrusters. You're supposed to be thrusters, so where are you supposed to be coming from? I don't actually know. Alright, well, let's take a look. If we're going to make more motors, we need iron gears and magnetic coils. I think we have these in the system. If we're going to make more electromagnetic turbines, we need motors and more coils. And if we're going to make reinforced thrusters, we need titanium alloy and electromagnetic turbines. I think maybe we just make some of this right now, and then worry about feeding in more motors later. Because we should have these in the network. Let me see. If I just... Well, where do we actually want the thrusters? Where would thrusters go? Here? So they would be feeding into this. Yeah, this needs thrusters. And it's demanding them and then outputting them. So maybe we just build a little thruster production line here. Titanium alloy, which we have here. And what's the other thing? Electromagnetic turbines? I thought we put a lot of that in, but I guess we turned a lot of it into other stuff, didn't we? No, there's some here. There's some available here. Okay, let's pull out some additional electromagnetic turbines from here. Bring them out and over. And then we'll bring out some of this titanium as well. Some of this titanium alloy. Okay, so we've got those there. Then we have some proliferator here as well, which will be handy. And let's just build a little thruster factory here. So if we throw down one of these, we'll want a little bit of room for sprayers. Let's get the sprayers on. And let's pull some of this out. Like this. Okay. So you're going to be electrodynamic turbines. Electromagnetic turbines? Yeah. And you're going to be titanium alloy. Okay. And how many of these do we want? Let's see. Let's make some thrusters and let's figure it out. Reinforced thrusters, rather. Let's see. Reinforced thruster. So, wow, it's a very big resource hog, isn't it? I think maybe just 1 or 2. So we're going to produce 10 per minute here, or 12.5. Yeah, 2 of them should be fine, I think. 2 of them should be enough. We'll just make it right here, straight out of the tower. I think that's fine. Let's pull in some of each of these ingredients. We'll copy you over here. That seems fine. And then we'll have an output of thrusters that goes where? Over here? Yeah, reinforced thrusters go in there. This thing is supposedly producing them as well, but this is direct from the source, from the towers. I think 2 is enough. This will be, what, 25 per minute? That's probably all we really need. We're coming over to here. And then if this is producing, it can make some more for us. Let's go up twice here. Okay. Let's do outputs and power. That should cover everything. Okay. They are working now. Okay. So they're producing some additional thrusters, which will feed in here. I guess we could maybe put down a little bit more, because what are we doing here? We're doing 10 recipes per minute. So we're using 50 alloy and 50 turbines per, so we're using 100 on each of these. That's kind of a lot. With this now filling up. Now, why aren't they going in? Why don't they, are they immediately streaming out? Yeah, they're immediately streaming out on this line. Okay. So we are seeing some reinforced thrusters come through. They're immediately whisked off to somebody who wants them. It's understandable. I would like to have more throughput. I just don't think we can afford it unless I go off into the yonder and make more of this. So we want this to run for a while and see how we do. Eventually, we'd like to see some showing up over here at Orbital Collector Town, right? Because we now have plus 22. Does that mean some are coming in? Yeah, okay, hold on. You have 18. So you are getting fed now. We'll start to see these coming in. And it's producing an orbital collector for us. Very nice. Very nice indeed. Okay. So this is now functioning. It's going to produce an orbital collector for us. We would like to see a handful in here that we can take up to the gas giant. And in the meantime, another thing we probably ought to be doing is considering heading off to Clementstar to collect another fat load of delicious processors to bring back. Now, one thing I'm wondering about is, can I handcraft some warpers to leave there, right? So, like, we have strange matter, we have diamonds, we can make graviton lenses, and then we can turn those graviton lenses into warpers. So I think what I'd like to do... is come back here and set up a temporary factory completely isolated from anything else so that we can just delete it later without any problems. And let's do something like this. Let's put down just one. I think one is enough. Let's put down one lens producer. You need diamonds and strange matter, which we can get you, no problem. Let's put down a 2-source blueprint for you. Let's feed you in. Okay, it looks good. Let's power you and then connect you to the network. So this is all deletable at a later date. You need strange matter and diamonds. Okay. So let's request strange matter. Let's make sure we don't request all the strange matter. Good, good, good. We use the thing. And then diamonds. Okay. So 4 available routes there. 0 available routes for strange matter. Let's go set one up. So excess strange matter over here we can send over to there. You're going to provide to others. Okay. So we should see graviton lenses starting to come out. And then we feed those directly into another producer. So you're going to be producing what? 10 per minute? And we feed those into you. And you're going to produce space warpers at 6 per minute. So we would need 2 of you, right? To fully process everything. And that's fine. We can do that. It will be like slightly inefficient, but we're going to delete all this later anyway. So let's go ahead and do something like that. Actually, let's move it a little teeny tiny bit closer. Like this. And let's run a belt to take these over like this. So we'll take out the lenses. We'll place them in. We'll make some warpers. I think I did this one wrong. I did it I did it from the other building. There we go. You guys are powered on. Very nice. And then we'll just output into a tidy little storage depot over here. And this will make a few for us, right? Not a huge amount, but some. So the idea is that, like, when I head over there next time, I will fill my inventory with these before I go. Then I'll dump them off. So that the PLS can ship things back here. And so even more processors can actually make the trip back until it runs out. So we'll get more throughput than just what I can carry, right? This won't be ready for this trip, but it will be ready soon. And I can actually take a few for myself. So I can stuff these in here, so I have some more. And right now, our interstellar vessels can carry what? Interstellar vessels can carry 600 items. So each warper I take and leave there is like 600 more processors that can be sent back. And so that's like 3 slots here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So that's 30 slots. And then there's another. So 33 warpers is equivalent to my entire inventory in terms of shipping things back and forth. So maybe we even wait for there to be 33 to spare here. I mean, it'll take a second, but I can cut the video for you guys. And we can fly over and we can grab a bunch of processors, bring them back. So if we're just doing a supply run, all I really need to do is dump out my stuff here. And then grab up, let's say, 33 of these, or maybe a few more. We'll feed those into the we'll go to Clement Star, grab up a big old sloppy mess of processors. We'll dump these in there so that even more can come back. And then we'll fly back, reclaim all our stuff, dump our processors into the network, and figure out what to do next. So I'm going to let this run for a minute, and we'll see what that looks like. Be right back. All right, welcome back. So I've let this run for a bit. We've got a few built up, but I actually had a thought while I was working here, which is that there's actually a better solution. Even though this is temporary, it will continue making these for a while. I mean, we've got strange matter coming in. We've got diamonds available. So this can actually work, and we don't need that many, right? So I think the better solution, rather than carrying them out there, is actually a temporary interstellar logistics station that only sends these things out. Because we can feed it into the station, that'll power the shipment, and it'll send it to the other place that wants it to come back. And if we set the minimum load high enough, it won't be wasting time warping here and there. So I think we might actually be better off not doing what I thought and just setting up some shipping here. So let's grab, not an orbital collector. Let's grab one interstellar logistics station. I forgot I took all my stuff out. So it's all in these little boxes. Let me actually grab this back. Okay. Let's set down an interstellar station here that does one thing and one thing only. And that is, it sends space warpers to people who want them, which at the moment is only the one tower on Clement Star, right? So you are going to be local storage, and you're going to supply to remote. We're going to limit you pretty highly here. We'll set your maximum amount at, what do these things carry? 600? Minimum load of drones. I think one load is enough, right? So the drones, the interstellar drones can carry 600. Now this will stop if we get another research, so maybe I'll put this as high as 1,000. And we'll say minimum load of drones is 100%. Warpers required. And then they're going to send warpers as well. So if I now route this in, I think we don't actually want this depot anymore. I think we want these in here. Yeah, so it immediately took 50 of them and stuck them here. And so as soon as this hits 600, let's have this, let's cancel that. Let's have this come in here directly. So if I've understood this correctly, we've set the minimum load to 600. So as soon as this generates 600 warpers, they will be flown out to Clement Star and provided to the tower there, which will then begin sending us delicious processors. I can't remember what I set the limit to on the other end, though. I think the sender doesn't care, but I think we're supplying to remote. They're demanding from remote, right? I think we set the limit to like 1 or 200. So maybe just for now, to see it happen, 60 would be, what? 60 would be 10%. Let's lower this down to, what's 200 out of 600? 33%? That's kind of hard to exactify. Let's go down to, let's say the minimum load of drones is 50%. So when this gets to 300, or even 25, so when it gets to 150, it'll ship. 20%? 120? Maybe 30%, 180. So once this gets to 180, it should, in theory, send them off to Clement Star, right? 30% of 600 is 180. So one drone should carry 180 space warpers out to Clement Star. And even though this is kind of temporary, we'd like to be making these from Green Science, this should be, like 180 warpers, we make that in what? We're doing like 15 per minute, so 30 in 2 minutes, 60 in 4 minutes, and 180 every 12 minutes. So every 12 minutes we'll send some off, and then that 180 should be enough for now to completely automate the processor chain. I think it will be. So why don't we do this? It's going to take another 6 minutes to get to 180, but at that point, we should see it ship off. Let me, tell you what, I'll record this, and we'll play it back in super speed so you guys can see. All right, there we go. One more should do the trick, and we should see a vessel light off to warp through space and carry space warpers off to Clement Star. Didn't happen. Not sure why. We're supplying remote. Warpers required. We have warpers. We have interstellar vessels. Warp distance 12 AU. We're... Is that right? Yeah, no, it should be using... Oh, in transit. Who's in transit? 0. So shouldn't 30% of the load of one of these things, carrying capacity 600, 10% should be 60. So 30% would be 180, and we have 189. So why is this not going off to supply to remote? Maybe I didn't set up the demand correctly. All right, so let's warp over to Clement Star. That's a little bit of a letdown. You guys got to watch that fun. I got to sit there and watch paint dry for 12 minutes. And you guys didn't get to see the payoff. All right, well, I guess just in case this doesn't work, I'll go ahead and dump everything out again. We won't take anything with us. Maybe we'll take a handful of these, like 20. Let's just take 20 with us, just so we have something to play with on the other side. Okay, let's head over to Clement Star and see if we can figure out what's going on. .415 light years. Okay, let's head towards it. Seems good. Let's engage warp. .12 astronomical units per second. Pretty impressive. Covering light years in seconds is ridiculous. It should slow us down a little bit, right? Okay, there we go. Oh, we're in orbit around the star, I think. Okay, let's head over to the planet. See if we can figure this out. Okay, we've conveniently arrived in a very nice place. Let's set our indicator on and then off to get rid of it. So those guys ran out of the fuel I provided for them, but we should have other power in the network, right? Yeah, we've got plenty of power. You are demanding remotely. Your limit is 100. Is it the limit that's the problem? If I set this up to 400, do we see any in transit? We do not. I'm not sure what that's about. I feel like one of those ships should be making its way here to fill you up. I'm not sure why. So if I provide some warpers here... Now they're flying these things home with the warpers, which is all fine, but why aren't they going to get... Why is nobody flying warpers here? I feel like someone should be, right? I mean, we can provide these for now, but the whole idea was that this interstellar logistics station would request these because we're demanding from remote, right? We're not supplying to remote like we just fired off a bunch of processors. We're demanding from remote, and there's a tower over there that should be supplying to remote. And that tower has warpers, so the vessel should be able to travel. Not entirely sure what's going wrong here, but I guess I'll check the comments after I post this. Let's see. So extras are here. Once demand kicks in, we probably do want these to feed back in anyway. I don't have any belts on me, but I guess I'll just fill up with what I can take for now, and we'll fly back. But I'm not quite sure what's going on there with the warpers not coming in. Let me set this a little bit higher, like 600. That's the maximum they can carry. See, they're flying off to provide more, but now they're out of warpers. And so I'd like warpers to be coming here, but for some reason they're not. Minimum load of drones. I mean, we do want 100% here. Supply to remote, demand locally. This is demand remotely. Demand from remote is on. We have supply to remote back home, but none are in transit. I'm not sure why. Huh. Vessel transport range is infinite. So we can go wherever with warpers. If the distance exceeds the warp distance, 12 astronomical units, right? Vessels must carry space warpers prior to departure. But we had space warpers up there. So we've just sent a nice load of processors back, which is great. And I'm carrying more. But the problem is this isn't working, and I'm not sure why. So I guess I'm going to fly home, and we'll try and figure it out there. We want to go home to Alwade. Which is where? Alwade. A G-type star. All right. Let's go. Let's head home. All right, let's get up to cruise speed. Cover the distance. Hey. Make sure we aim towards the actual star. Okay. And then Alwade 3 is over here. I want to head towards... There we go. Okay. Not sure why that didn't work the way I wanted it to. I'll look forward to the comments to find out, but it seemed like I set it up right, and it should have shipped warpers out to Clement Star, who's demanding them. So I'm not sure why that didn't work. Okay, where are we on the planet? We need to head to Science Town first. Which is colored lines over here. Okay. We're actually fairly close. That stone's almost out. All right, let's dump off the processors here. The rest should have gone into the network. And then let's go over to the mall and check out what exactly went wrong here. We're on that side of the planet. Okay, I think we can fly around. Are you being handled appropriately? You are. Okay. So if we fly over to the far side of the mall... where did we set this up? Oh, back over here. This is an interstellar tower, right? It's set to... It's got vessels. It has 50 warpers. Oh, min load of vessels! I turned the wrong thing. All right, so... if we want to send 240, we set this to 40. And then... off it goes. Yeah, one's in transit. I don't know why it doesn't quite show... It doesn't show in transit here. But it definitely just warped out with... Maybe it warped directly from here? I don't know. But I think that's what I think that's what my mistake was. I needed to set the min load of vessels, not the min load of drones. And I know some of you watching this have been screaming that at the screen for the past 45 minutes, or, well, 25 minutes. I'm so sorry. I apologize. It's entirely my fault. I think I just figured it out, though. So, I don't know why it doesn't show in transit. Maybe warping vessels aren't the same as drones in transit, but I think we just sent a bunch of space warpers out to somebody. So that seems like a good place to end the episode. We'll just let this run forever, and it should, I think, fix up our warper problem, or rather our processor problem. This is not a long-term solution, but it is a decent short to medium-term solution until we get green science up and running. So I feel pretty good about that. We got our exchangers up and running. We built some orbital collectors. I guess I should take a bunch of these now and go out to the ice giant. Maybe we'll do that just to finish things off, because there the big boy is. Let's head over here, get into orbit if we can. Okay, are we in orbit? Okay. Now how do I get in an orbit and then, like, oh right, I have to. All right, we'll hold on until we go around to the other side. I have to hit the build button or whatever. So, we're gonna go into build mode here. Inventory. If I pull one of these out, where did they go? Okay, now I can fly around here. And get back over. Okay. Let's head over to the other ones. We saw the other ones over here, right? Somewhere? There they are. Okay. Let's fly over here. And let's add some more orbital collectors. We'll get more fire ice into the system. Okay, looks like I can take my orbital collector and I can put one there and there. Okay, so that doubles our capacity. We're up to 4. Let's put another one here. And another one here. I mean, this is what we're here for, right? Okay. Let's keep going. Got 3 more we can place, so why not? Okay, there we go. So we now have, instead of 2 orbital collectors, 12. Oh, looks like I need to head back over to actually place these. Okay. Yeah, I've missed a few here because my drones aren't fast enough at placing them. Okay, guys, that is going to be it for this episode. We've got a little bit of Space Warper going. Build it and they will come. Build 10 orbital collectors. All right. We've got 10 now. And as the sun comes up over our beautiful ice giant, we'll put down the rest. That's a lot of fire ice and hydrogen available should we need it. Let's take a look. Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool. So that's 12 of, I think somebody told me, I think Justin told me I can get 40 total, or 25 or something. That's 12. No, probably we can get 40 here. But that's going to skyrocket our fire ice availability. Man, the rotation here is fast. But that's going to be it for this episode. Kind of a big mishmash of things we got done here. We got the energy exchangers up. We got some thruster production. We got warpers up and running. a little bit like a temporary solution with small throughput, but sufficient. And we got our orbital collectors building and placed a few more on our ice giants. So all in all, a pretty good episode. I think we're going to call it there, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Take care.